Welcome to the Chi for Two podcast. We're a group of Chi for Two embodiment coaches that look at pop culture with a Chi for Two lens. I'm Chelsea.
I'm Fred.
I'm Cass.
And this is the Chi for Two podcast. Chi for Two is a mindful embodiment method.
We borrow the term Chi from East Asian cultures to refer to the energy in and around the body.
4-2 refers to how our Chi is affected by the two-person interactions.
Oh, cool. And today we're talking about a song I just put out called Skeebaboobiedoobie. And I'm really excited to look at this song with a Chi for Two lens because there are a lot of moments that are not very Chi for Two, and I would love to explain why and explain kind of how this song happened. But this is a collaboration with my friend Gus Glasser. There are a few other folks involved, Billy Stonecipher, Benjamin Zivon. It's been a really fun song to make. It was about 2 years in the making. We started July of 2024. We planned to get together in the little home studio in Atlanta. I brought this really interesting instrument that didn't end up being in the song, but it started the song, which is a really fun thing to think about because you never know where something creative might start and end, but to see this song starting with something completely different and then it being taken out is kind of interesting and fun. But yes, Fred and Cass listened to it, and I really want to pick this song apart. I want you to know that you can say anything you want about the song, and I'm okay. So introducing to you, Skeebaboobiedoobie.
Some things can't be put to words. Skeebaboobiedoobie might sound absurd. Let your body take a turn. Once you let go, you can't emerge. Oh, oh, hey. Wouldn't it be nice to ride a wave like a starfish in the sea, but without a brain? I used to let the world tell me how to play, and there's nothing wrong with finding out if that's okay. Oh, babe, on a Sunday, making movies on a Monday. Play. You got me groovin', you got me groovin', you got me groovin', pretty lady. You got me groovin', 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 pretty lady. You got me groovin', 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 pretty lady. I'm getting all emotional, babe. I can't let go. I just can't let go. If I get this funk just up and away, I can't let go. I can't stay one more moment of that, and I don't want to fight no more. I don't wanna lie no more. I don't wanna shy no more. I'll keep it inside no more. I wanna feel, cares if I'm right, singing my song into the night. Just a few words, it's up the vibe. I'm gonna sing into the rain. Some things can't be put to words. Skeebaboobiedoobie might sound absurd. Let your body take a turn.
All right. So we're back.
I'll just start off by saying, like, as soon as I hit play, like, it was just vibes. Like, I saw myself in a room with a bunch of people, and we had our drinks of choice and just mingling, and then I've got like a Hall and Oates type vibe. Like we're jamming, but it's not like a in your face sound, but it's kind of like a I can sit back by myself and read a book to this song, but I can also be amongst the crowd with the song. It just really resonated with me. I really liked it. So and then I did get a chance. I was just scrolling and I saw you guys. I think you were in the library for the video or something.
Yes, we're actually at the Agnes Scott Library
Okay.
in Decatur, Georgia. It's an all-girls school. We did not ask permission to film there. In fact,
Okay.
we went in there last minute and started filming something, and the librarian said, "Hey, do you have permission to film here?" And we said, "No, absolutely not." And he said, "Okay." And we said, "Can we film a couple more takes?" And he said, "Yes." So that was very nice of
Okay.
him. Thank
Indeed.
you. Sometimes you just gotta go for it.
One of the things that I really love about you, Chelsea, is that you're so the times that I've interacted with you and you've been talking with other people, I just see you're very much yourself and just honest and like, well, no, but can we keep doing it anyway? Like, and you would ask, and I think that would probably be so endearing, and that of course you'd be like, okay, yes, sure.
Oh, thanks, Cass. It felt
Um,
endearing for sure.
it's funny that you said Hall and Oates, Fred, because when I first started, not the style of music exactly, but the beginning of the song reminds me of Cecilia by Simon and Garfunkel. Starting with the percussion, and I think it might be the same tempo, but I'm not
Oh,
sure. Pretty close.
okay.
So,
That's funny.
but yeah, starting with the percussion, and it's so like getting you moving. But it sounds like there's like a gong at the beginning or something, like a little bit of a bow, like a bass, and then the drums, and then so I really like that, like getting like all the movement, and then bringing in the bass, which is so funky and great, and you can't go wrong with funky bass. And Chelsea, you're so great.
Oh, thank
So
you.
awesome. I was noticing, especially when I saw your like the music video, because I don't play guitar. So thinking about the experience of singing this song, the vocals are a little higher, so it seems like more in like the head voice. And then, but with the bass at your belly, kind of those two things with the bass, the belly brain, and the head brain connected in the song was really fun.
Hmm.
Um, that I really yeah, so I'm just noticing like if I'm bringing it back to like Chief or Two stuff, like that aspect, but also like bass is a lot of, fingers, so you've got your claws working. So a lot of appreciation of claws and jaws when you're singing, and the Skeebaboobiedoobie is a lot of great mouthing consonants, and and it being more noticeable because the phrase that starts out is like slower, like quarter notes, and then going into eighth notes. So getting the more of the like a little more staccato with the eight notes and ski ba boopy doopy. So really appreciating that helps you really appreciate, I think, the mouthing of the consonants and stuff part. You feel like ready stance, the movement of it, because it's so much bounciness in the hips and the knees.
Yeah.
The ready stance is something that coaches use for well, it is a practice among the 40 practices within the Chief or Two movement library. It is one that coaches can provide to clients. I've used it with parents. I've used it with people that are like preparing for something like a speech, but our supervisor has offered it to us as coaches in a way for us to prepare for holding space for our clients. And so the ready stance is one where you are able, it looks like Cass might have some wind in her sails to show us maybe But the ready stance, you're typically standing, however, your knees are a little bent. There's a little bounce to your body, to your stance. Oftentimes, we will also have our um, hands up in a catching formation where we are able to kind of be grounded in the sense of, okay, I'm now in the mindset and now my body is set to be the space holder and to be the person that is welcoming the resistance of the client's push, that is able to be grounded enough to basket. This enables for those of us that are more of the clinical and licensed sense, this enables us to prevent transference in terms of if a client were to say something that resonates in a way with, oh, I'm dealing with that too, then I bring some of my energy there, and that's not at all what helping professionals should do. So the ready stance is ultimately, sometimes it's the end result of a push. The coach will push against the wall to get that energy into their body and ground it, and then they have their ready stance available to them in order to be that parent, that resistance for the client. I'm interested to know more about the inspiration for the song, and like how you came up with it. If you could share like maybe some key lyrics that you are hoping land with the audience. I'm hoping you can maybe share a little bit more with us after Cass.
I just want to bring just a little attention to the power dynamics that we have going on. That Fred and I are on each other's side, and we are elders to Chelsea within the Chief for Two organization. So anything that we're offering in terms of our reactions to the song is hopefully it can really feel like we're sort of offering it on a spoon. And so Chelsea, if you have any thoughts or feelings or sensations or anything about what we're saying, then we can also catch them.
Yeah, it's important to mention the power differentials. So thank you, Cass. Yeah, so inspiration behind the song. So when I came up with the melody, my friend Billy came up with "Some things can't be put to words," which we all know we can relate to. Some things just can't be put to words. Sometimes I just need to move my body and say "Skeebaboobiedoobie" or so it's kind of an ode to Chi for Two. It's an ode to jazz as well. I grew up on jazz. I love jazz. Let's say "Skeebaboobiedoobie." It might sound absurd, but it feels good right now for me to say it and sing it. It feels good to just get words out, no matter how it sounds. The next phrase, it doesn't sound very invitational, but the idea was for it to be invitational, but it didn't quite fit in the melody. So it says, "Let your body take a turn," hoping that will invite, like, okay, maybe try moving. How does it feel to move? Let your body take a turn. Once you let go, you can't unlearn. Actually, you can unlearn certain movements. If a certain trauma happens and your body feels inhibited from moving, you can unlearn how to move in certain ways because of something that might have happened to you. But the idea is like, once you try, you're going to learn something about your body and you're going to move forward from there with that information, whatever it might be. And how do we move our bodies and how do we feel safe in our bodies to move?
Yeah, I want you to keep going, but I want to definitely be able to dive in. Initially, I think mouth and consonants, in terms of the title itself, we know using mouth and consonants as one of the chief of two moves is a way for that energy movement, as you said earlier, a way to, I don't even know what it is that I'm feeling. I might not even be able to put it to words, but Scooby Dooby, it just helps to move some of that energy. And then, let your body take a turn. It reminds me of the word allow or enable. Maybe it's not a question, but it certainly isn't a demand, right? So maybe it's somewhere in the middle of that whole invitational aspect that Chief Two has. And then in terms of the idea of unlearning things, I think it is very important. I think we have a lot of things that we carry into every room we go into each day. And what do we do to meet the moment? And sometimes there are some things where our autonomic nervous system will just kick in a certain way that perhaps isn't meeting the moment the way we would like to, the way we would like to show up in the grounded nature, in the truest sense of ourselves.
I think it felt invitational,
Yeah.
but I think that the style of the song and it being jazzy kind of is invitation that feels really invitational in this, like, because it's um I was just thinking of it like when I hear a song and it like they're doing piano and it's like, well, maybe this chord or maybe that, and let's switch it up and try that and do some improv. And there's something about it that feels very like, we might try that. You might try that. And there's something kind of coy and fun, and it does feel really invitational, like play with me. Let's just play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and after that line comes in that really yummy chord. It's one of my favorite chords. It's A flat with a B flat in the bass, which is heard in a lot of R&B, a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire. You might hear that a lot of like positive energy from an artist like Earth, Wind and Fire. And then you hear this the voices going yeah, and that to me feels like throwing goo or like throwing a kick or a dance move, kind of just letting out some energy. And the verse that comes after that is, wouldn't it be nice to ride the wave like a starfish in the sea without a brain? And that was an ode to Chief or Two, bringing some awareness to being a starfish in the sea with 5 limbs and acknowledging more of our belly brain, our body, and the feelings and the movement rather than just our heads. Like, wouldn't that be nice to just forget about everything else and be here and just ride with the frequencies coming from the song or the frequencies coming from people and just the idea of like being held by the frequencies for a few minutes.
Dee often talks to us about sound waves and how they travel and how they are a sense of basketing, so to speak. And she often talks about, when the vocal cords move and how the sound waves travel and whether or not, your middle ear will vibrate based on the sound of my voice and all of those things. I think resonance is key when, resonance of the waves could be discussed, but also resonance of your actual topic, your actual lyrics to humanity. I think it certainly lands very well. I will, just as a quick aside, there is a Netflix documentary about Earth, Wind, and Fire and its foundation and all of that is super cool. You might enjoy it. But yeah, that vibey, that I feel like your song could be picked up and put in that era and it would just flow so nicely. But in terms of the starfish, that was a key thing that I took out of, that landed with me while listening to it. In terms of, like you said, that ability to determine for yourself how good or not it feels to be a star and to move your body without a care, without the head brain. It is a matter of like our minds will distract us. They will cause us to lose focus. We have so many things that we ruminate over. Why did I say that yesterday? Or, did I wear the right clothes for my presentation? All of these things that will not have us present at the dinner table or will not have us present, when we need to be. And so I think allowing ourselves an opportunity to have that, ability to kind of move just based on the feeling, just based on what is going on inside us and not necessarily, the ruminations of the head brain, I think is very key and very, I'm glad that you're able to introduce more of that concept through that lyric. Did you want her to continue or did you want to hit that?
I I'm just sitting here being really aware of how this is different than our other episodes because Chelsea's bringing something that she made and with the power differentials and just being really, it's just a very interesting because I think sometimes it's us like really sharing like I thought this and I thought this and how I'm feeling like catching what Chelsea said. And I'm wondering, because I let's say you were talking about like the crescendo and yeah, and that felt like a kick. And you did that in the video, and it was so cool. And wanting to be here for like high fives, because when we create things, sometimes it can be bring up just big sensations about putting ourselves out there and putting stuff out there, and it can be fun when you have that energy to have some percussive movement with it and have high fives. And so I'm just thinking about all of this and wanting it to, and also just wondering what that's like for you, Chelsea.
Aw, thanks, Cass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like when I put out the song on Monday, I had definitely had a feeling of like feeling depressed for some reason. Like I love this song and I had so much fun making it, but for some reason I had this very lonely feeling putting it out, even though it's like a collaboration. I guess there's this want, this like reach grab in me for people to want to hear it and enjoy it. But at the same time, there's the mother part of me who's supposed to be there for the audience. Like, here's this invitation of a song. You can hate it, you can do whatever you want with it, you can dance to it, you can come to me about it. I'm here. But as I create this, it's coming from needing to release, and I'm banging on the drums, I'm doing my drumming practice, I'm doing my claws, I'm doing my vocal expression. So it's interesting to put it out in the world for sure. There's a mixed bag of emotions that come with releasing something because it almost feels like I'm supposed to put it out and I'm supposed to be caught or something, but that's not the case. And so I'm relearning and I'm unlearning as I release.
So lots of stuff coming up, and you felt sad. Or
Yeah.
you said depressed. So that kind of was like that shutdown, without the arms person on our map that I never have sitting here. And so it sounds like you feel like when what you're supposed to do is be offering this on a spoon to the world and then have your catcher's mitts up. But what would it be like if you could bring that stuff that's coming up in the reach, grab, pull to a me, to Fred? And if it feels like that stuff is too young to bring to us because we are still adjusting in the organization to bring it to D, to feel like it's okay to have that. Because your ability to throw and send your goo to somebody helps you find your arms, to not be that depressed, armless person, to have your hula hoop, and then turn your hands to have the catcher's mitts for the audience.
Yeah. Thank you for that reminder. Yeah, I can throw my goo and that's okay. And I can still be there for the people, the listeners, the fans,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just kind of bouncing with that and feeling in my body and knowing it's all temporary feelings anyways. They come and go. The energy moves. Chi energy. It's moving. And it really does help and feel healing to even share that with you.
Is it enough for now?
That's enough for now. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yay, Chelsea! I was excited to have this episode so that we could celebrate you.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. That's really nice, you guys.
You
Um,
deserve it. You worked hard and you produce quality product. So I really, it's nice. When you said mother, I wasn't sure. It kind of made me think of like, this is your baby now. Because you are an artist and have been doing it for a while, you've created many babies, but you created something and it's yours. And then at some point you hit the button to release it, and it is like oh, is my baby gonna be okay? Right? And maybe. But
totally.
I'm just saying, yeah, okay. And so we're here to catch that energy and also celebrate your creation and your sharing of it. So we got you. Or, we're positioned to be able to do that.
Well, you're doing a great job. Thank you. I used to let the world tell me how to play. That's like a practice of finding your own rhythm, your own authenticity, your own star energy. I used to be more shut down and let people just guide me blindly. That's kind of the idea. But and finding that out, it's okay. It's okay. We can grow stronger from here. We can heal. And then it goes into that, you got me grooving, you got me grooving. I'm very aware now of saying baby in songs. So it used to say, you got me grooving, pretty baby. But I'm like, we can't say that. We can't say that. So you got me grooving, pretty lady. Oh.
There you go.
And then in the bridge, it's saying, I'm getting all emotional. I can't let go. I find myself, I can't let go. Why can't this funk just up and away? I can't let go. I can't stand one more moment of hiding. I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to lie no more. I don't want to shy no more or keep it inside no more. So basically it's saying, I don't want to be shut down. I wish I could let this energy free and feel caught by the world and by an ideal mother. And that being the song, like I wish, yeah, you just wish for the dance to change. So this is my admitting to that moment, saying I want to change and sink into just the ride of the wave of the sonic wave and the moment.
So C star is, I wanna see the lyrics and listen to it again and break it up into sections in terms of fighting rhythms, indulging rhythms, things that are more percussive and more smooth, like legato, staccato, and also the emanations of embodiment. Cool. So like we've got navel radiation as the first one. And that C star is a navel radiating practice. And yeah, so we've got our 5 limbs as the head becomes a 5th limb, and our belly brain, our belly button there is our the brain. The I don't wanna. So it feels very much like a knowing no practice, which is a contralateral movement practice, which is perfect for not wanting to be in a depressed funk, because that is what gets left and right brain communicating, left side of the body, right side of the body. So the energy that was stuck can get unstuck. And then we've got the 3rd emanation is gesture, and the 4th handling. So gesture could be a lot of things. I'm wondering what you feel like might fit there. And then handling could be the sound expression. I feel like sound expression can be like gesture and handling, though. I think.
True.
Yeah. The words letting go. I don't want to let go. I want to let go. I want this to be away. Gesture or handling in terms of like, the actual releasing, maybe. But yeah, the emanations of just for the audience, our 40 practices within Shifa 2 are sectioned within emanations. And what Cass was describing is just how they are sectioned off. The order of them is the order of the life in terms of like what we're doing as we grow up from birth. And your song is like hits everything pretty well. So I appreciate maybe it's the theme song of Chief Richard. I don't know, but certainly resonates very well. It's the energy flow. I mean, I feel like it's a not being there while you were creating it, but the vibe I'm getting from you now, it just feels like everything just kind of flowed. Everybody in the room was in a whatever that state is. Well, play dance is what we would call it, but a resonant state where ideas were flowing and it was clicking, and it just feels that way to me that everybody was on the same page. So it turned out a great product.
I'm wondering if during the process, I mean, because any creative process, there's places where things get kind of difficult. And that doesn't mean that folks leave play dance. That it's when things kind of get tricky how possible or not possible it is to stay curious about it and move through that process of like, what are we doing? I hit a wall, or we're not like seeing eye to eye, or feel like vibing exactly together, and we're not matching. How to handle mismatch, and how that went.
That went so beautifully. There were moments, like, luckily, the people I was working with, they're very flexible. They have opinions, but they're flexible. And I find myself being flexible as well, but also like sticking to what I really felt was true about what the song needed. So, like, there were moments when, like, Gus would say, I don't know if we need that chorus twice at the end. But I'm like, I totally hear you. And it would be very different because the bass line would be completely different. It wouldn't have that build up to the end. I really think we need it. And he was totally open about it. He was like, okay, okay. And then later on, he's like, you're totally right. You're totally right. I'm like, yay, I'm glad this worked out. Even when it came down to percentages, when we are agreeing, okay, who gets what, that felt very easy. Like, it just, that was very lucky. I'm really grateful for the people I was working with. They understood how much work I put into it, the mixing and what comes with that. And so there were no issues there. It was wonderful. And mismatches were fine.
Yeah.
Great.
It's definitely some might call it a blessing or what have you. It's a very good situation to be working with individuals that have that openness, that have the listening capacity, that are, like I said, the goal is to be on the same page. So that's the energy. That's what I'm working towards, right? And so you're not, back in elementary school, got a group project, and the last day, the one person, the two people have to like get it done for the rest of the class. And you didn't have to deal with that. And that's really good. Obviously, you're all adults. You're trying to create something and put it out there and earn some money. So it makes sense. But that's, from my understanding, not something that is always the case. Right. And so it is fortunate that those guys were recognizing the effort that you put in. So that's good.
I realized too a lot about myself during this process of collaboration that I like to be kind of the lead in mixing and making those decisions. There's kind of a dynamic of even feeling like, okay, I'm a woman, okay, I'm queer, okay, you're a white cis man, I want to be in control. Like, there's kind of that there for me. We never talked about that, but that was definitely there for me and present. And I was like, I want to be in control.
It sounds like, so there's, a history of white people who look like dominant culture, and that really got to have the say to be dominant, and you really want to put your foot down, have your ready stance, and be able to put your foot down and say, I am here, and this is what I know how to do, and I'm going to do it. Feeling yourself. It sounds like everybody there were in their adult bodies and able to interact that way, which isn't always the case when you're creating something. If you are engaging with like this creative energy that can be like reproductive energy. So it is, like you said, Fred, it's like your baby. So it can bring up lots of baby stuff, and then you don't feel like a grown up working with other people. So everybody's ability to have their hula hoop and be in their adult body to work together makes it possible for you to, that you have all of that, Chelsea, that you recognize that coming up for you. You felt it and you were like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling this for myself, and do like space claiming and taking up space, and like, this is what I know how to do, and I can do this, and I want to do it, and and really being firm there. The other adults being able to be like, okay, great. And if they didn't want that, then they could go and they could make their own song and mix it. But since they were okay with it, you guys got to work together, and that's okay. However it went wasn't life, death, because you guys felt like you were in your adult bodies.
You got a chance to claim a little space. That's another Chief of Two practice we like to do. Claim a little space, create the bubble, and say, and then enable everyone else to say, that's cool, I can work with that. Or, you know what, that's a bit much, I got to be out. And, it's good. Oftentimes, I think the aspiration for me, and I believe us as an organization, is to enable people to recognize that taking up space is okay. That to recognize that needing the space to breathe is necessary and okay. Stating what it is that you need and establishing boundaries is absolutely okay. That's how you become who you want to be ultimately. And I can, and maybe you didn't quite, I find it to be super significant. And I'm very glad that you were able to have that voice, found that voice. I imagine you may have worked with those guys before, even if you didn't. You used the voice that you needed, you were resonant in of yourself enough to to say, hey, I need this. And these guys were like, you know what? Sure, you got it. Like, and it's not a matter of them giving it or bestowing it. You were saying, "Hey, I've done this work, and so this is how I believe it should be." And so I'm glad that you had that voice. I did have a question just for my curiosity. You would be considered the writer and producer of the song.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's
Okay,
writer, producer, and then Gus, writer, producer, and Billy's writer.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool.
So yeah.
Did it feel like we caught that, or did we miss something?
No, yeah, I feel good.
Or there was anything in there? Okay,
Yeah,
just
thank you.
curious.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it can be really easy as a woman in today's world and all the multi-generational trauma that we have, to like be patterned to match with people. That's like our job, to match and make things matchy and smooth, to be caring and considerate of everybody else first, and that there's a lot of patterning there, really old stuff. So it's possible when you have lots of practice, to mismatch without it being adrenalized, to still stay safe in your body and mismatch. That sounds really, really cool that you have the ability to do that, Chelsea. In our world, it's really, really hard. So that's awesome.
It really is hard. I'm really grateful for the people I got to work with, and grateful I have the ability to say no or yes, or I have the ability to say what I need to say. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm trying to practice more and more, just telling my truth and being honest as I can be aware of.
Takes a level of vulnerability, but you got talent, so merge the two and you produce great work. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, guys.
Audience, go stream her song everywhere. All your music platforms. Hopefully, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Available on all streaming platforms. Skeebaboobiedoobie, which I love
Yes.
hearing people's like rendition of the word. They're like skina doobie or like skishkabadakshkabooboo, just like, and that's kind of the point, make up
Hmm.
your own word. Well, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at chi42podcast@gmail.com. I'm Chelsea.
I'm Fred.
I'm Cass.
I'll catch you next time.
Thank you for listening.